Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Let me introduce myself. My name is Mira Merawati. I'm a lecturer in geological engineering in Universitas Trisakti, and I'm here to present my research about integrated diagenetic evaluation to the characteristic of Selisen Reservoir in Gumai Formation, South Sumatra Basin in Indonesia. And this is the outlines of my presentation. We will begin with the introduction and then continue with research methodology, result and discussion, and we will have the conclusion at the end of the presentation. Let me show you the research area. The research area is located in the central Palembang sub-basin. It is a part of South Sumatra Basin, one of the most productive oil and gas basin in Indonesia. The hydrocarbon reservoir potentiality of the South Sumatra Basin currently dominated by coarse to medium silicic clastic clay. Interestingly, there's also possibility of the very fine to fine silicic clastic reservoir in this area. Hence, that will be in light in this study to report the possibility of the Selisen silicic clastic reservoir at Formasi Gumai in central Palembang sub-basin based on its lithological characteristic, facies, and also the diagenetic process. And this is the objective and the utility of the research. Hopefully, this study can give insight into the potency of the Selisen reservoir, especially in the Seli interval that previously well-known, composed of low porosity and low permeability. And this is the regional geology of the research area. The South Sumatra Basin has formed by three major tectonic phases: the extension during late Paleocene to early Miocene, the late normal faulting from early Miocene to early Pliocene, and the latest is basement-involved compression, basin inversion, and reversal of normal faults in the Pliocene to recent. Based on stratigraphy regional, the South Sumatra Basin composed of several lithologic units. There are Lahat or Lemat Formation, the Talang Akar Formation, the Batu Raja Formation, the Gumai Formation as the object of the research, the Air Benakat Formation, the Muara Enim Formation, and the Kasai Formation. Regionally, the Gumai Formation was deposited in a neritic environment towards the deep sea. It is formed by the regression phase and continued transgression events. And the formation composed of the marine shell, siltstone, sandstone with a small amount of carbonate rock that found in the basement elevation. And this is the research methodology. The research method in this study includes megascopic observation, goes along with microscopic analysis of subsurface core samples from Gumai Formation interval in well X. A total of 20 core samples from several depths has been analyzed. The microscopic analysis consists of petrography, X-ray diffraction, and scanning electron microphone. And then we move on to result and discussion. The results of the study are divided into three sections. They are lithofacies, diagenetic process, and potential porosity. Okay. The data used for determination of lithology comes from the compilation of megascopic and also the microscopic data. There are biostratigraphy and microscopic section of 20 core samples from several depths in well X in the central Palembang sub-basin. Based on the core description, the lithology of formation Gumai can be divided into two sections. We can see in this left picture, there is a coarser grained sandstone with a higher proportion of shell dispersed as part of the upper section, and the other in the left, as we can see in the right peak, it is the interlaminated fine-grained sandstone shell in the lower part. The upper part shows sedimentary structures such as cross-lamination, we can see it here, wavy lamination, and lenticular structure better than succession in the lower part. Furthermore, this upper part contains less bioturbated than in the lower section. While the lower part of the Gumai Formation was composed of very fine-grained calcareous feldspathic wacke, the lithology contains matrix supported with fine to very fine-grained sand. It also shows well-sorted grains, a close fabric between grains, and grains that have been intensively cemented both by calcite and autogenic clays. The calcareous feldspathic wacke contains shell laminae within sandstone and a tight structure due to close fabric as a function of the compacted process and intensively compressed. Okay, and this is the result of the petrographic analysis. There are 4 types of lithology were recorded in the Gumai Formation. There are calcareous arcosic arenite, as we can see in the micrograph in the left side. It shows grain supported with medium to coarser sand, open fabric, and characterized by abundant calcite cemented to the rock. And then the other is dolomitic arcosic arenite and arcosic arenite, which occur as thin insertion within the calcareous sandstone. The dolomitic shows a large number of planktonic grains with minor detritus grain, and it has been intensively cemented by dolomite. Meanwhile, the arcosic arenite shows less calcite cement, and it fulfill with the autogenic clays. And this is the last part of the Gumai Formation. It is the calcareous feldspathic wacke, and this calcareous feldspathic wacke compose the bottom section, the bottom part of the Gumai Formation. This wacke sandstone shows well-sorted grains, a close fabric between grains, and the grains have been intensively cemented both by calcite and also the autogenic clays. It also contains shell laminae, right, which we can see by here. We can see the segregation or the lamination within a whole body of sandstone, and it also show tight structure due to close fabric as a function of compacted and compression process. Based on petrography analysis, sandstone in the upper and lower parts of Gumai interval were dominated by feldspar grains, more specifically plagioclase, with an andesine oligoclase composition, as we can see by here. Mostly sandstone of the Gumai interval show irregular grain shapes, and they were later intensively cemented by pink color calcite. There are differences of clay minerals composing sandstone in the upper and lower part of Gumai interval. Sandstone from the upper section composed by dispersed clay, mainly chlorite and illite, as we can see by here. It is chloride and it is illite, whereas the lower part were composed by clay laminae dominated by illite. We can see the occurrence of illite, abundantly illite, composing the sandstone. And there also an influx of volcanics in all sections of the Gumay Formation due to the presence of volcanic grains, as we can see by here, both as lithic grains or as embayment quartz. And this is the diagenetic feature that recorded in the sandstone of Gumay Formation. We can see the cementation here. In the right picture, there is a red arrows that shows the silica cement result by quartz overgrowth, and it is validated by the photomicrograph of the scanning electron microscope with a larger zoom in. Okay, the quartz overgrowth feature in the SEM shown by QO symbol. And the lower part, we also can see the another of quartz overgrowth, as we can see by the thin relic line within these quartz crystals, and same as previously. In the SEM, we also could see the quartz overgrowth feature recorded in the larger scale observation. Okay, and beside the quartz overgrowth, we also could see the another type of cement that fulfilled in the sandstone of Gumay Formation. The right peak is the carbonate cement. The yellowish color is calcite, and then, the yellowish color is dolomite, while the pink color is calcite. And also in the upper part, we also see another type of the cement. We can see this is the silica cement, and then it's also silica cement, but it show different morphology. It not act as a pore lining of the grains, but silica cement in this section act as a full-filled mineral, pore-filling mineral cemented rock. And this is the another diagenetic feature recorded in a Gumay Formation. It is the recrystallization. We can see the more colorful part of this finer grain or matrix. It results from matrix that recrystallize into the clay minerals. And also we can see a replacement grain within this part is totally replaced by calcite, the pinkish color calcite, and also the blackish color opaque mineral. And these are the another diagenetic feature. In this part, we can see that these mineral are bent. So this is the mica grain that bent because of the compaction within the rock. And also in the bottom part, the lower part, we can see the blue section that indicated pore. It resulted from the dissolution or this pore is a secondary porosity that developed in the calcareous sandstone. And then here some examples of the secondary porosity that we can see in the sandstone of Gumai Formation. The left peak is a photomicrograph of scanning electron microscope, and the fagi porosity or the secondary porosity, as we can see in this section, it symbolized with SP, and the other we can see the porosity occur in this blue part of the rock. And the irregular shape indicated it comes from the dissolution as resulted from diagenetic process. And this is the conclusion of all the study. The lithology of Gumai Formation in the research area consists of two sections: the coarser grain calcareous sandstone with shell dispersed in the upper section, and a very fine grain calcareous wekistone with shell laminae in the lower part. The reservoir quality of Gumai section strongly depends on cementation style and complex diagenetic. Some diagenetic features were identified, such as multi-phase cementation, recrystallization, replacement, compaction, and dissolution. Silica overgrowth and dolomite developed earliest as pore lining cement, whether calcite cement and clay minerals occur subsequently fulfilled the pores. The grains mainly had irregular and imbayment shapes, indicating complex dissolution and cementation diagenetic occurring in the sandstones. The clay minerals such as chlorite, illite, kaolinite occur abundantly as autogenic mineral. Sandstone from the upper section composed by dispersed clay, mainly chlorite and illite, whereas the lower part were composed by clay laminae dominated by illite. Illite reduced the porosity and permeability significantly, while chlorite tends to preserve the porosity and permeability of reservoir. The Shelly Sand Gumai Formation, which was previously known as a source rock in petroleum system, actually tends to have the possibility to be a reservoir. Integrated microscopic analysis such as petrography, scanning electron microscope, and X-ray diffraction validated this. The potential section lie in the calcareous coarser grain sandstone in the upper part. Meanwhile, fine grain sandstone in the lower part is a tight sandstone. That's all for my presentation. Thank you.